What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome to the finale of Season 4 of my F1 2016 career mode. This is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. If you are new to my channel and you want to see Season 5, the final season on this game in my career mode, then do hit that subscribe button. I'm so close to 1,500 subs. I thank all you guys who have already subbed to my channel. But here we go. We currently have 2,500 resource points. We have been saving up until we seized R&D back at Singapore, so saving up for Season 5. I'm expecting big things. You can see our car performance, as you've known all season if you stuck with me. It's been pretty awful. We have caught up to like the Haas and the Williams a little bit, but they have been upgrading a few times in the past few races, and obviously we've been saving for next season. But that has been our season. First 6 races with the Red Bull team. We weren't amazing. I thought we were okay. We deserved the second seat. We did win our final race in Monaco as well, and also got a podium in Bahrain. But after that, we were with the Sauber team, and let's have a look. Is that 3 points finishes? Yes, it is. The amazing 4th place last time out. If you haven't checked the Brazilian Grand Prix already, I recommend you do. But it was a glitch that did help us. I've got to say, the one at Britain where we made that strategic call was absolutely brilliant. But even with some of the poor results, we've had some decent races. But Abu Dhabi's not been great to me. Best finish of a P5, so hoping for something better here. It's always good for wheel-to-wheel racing in game. And yeah, guys, this one is going to be no different. So let's look forward to qualifying, and let's hope we can get a decent grid position. So on our first lap here, only 4/10 down on Sebastian Vettel in Q1 here. And yeah, it's the final sector which is really hurting me. I feel like it is the car mainly as well. Yeah, it's just a bit of a struggle. You see, we're going to lose so much time. I think it's actually nearly 2 seconds to Vettel, but we come across the line and we're going to go and stay in P7. Obviously, our teammate hasn't put a lap in now yet, but 2.8 seconds down. Overall, just ahead of Marcus, so it could be very close between us. Button did put in another lap, so our next potential victim is Valtteri Bottas. So we're getting to the dying embers of the session. Our final lap now, we're nearly 7/10 up. A bit of a shaky exit to the final corner, and we ended up in P20 once again. I seem to say this a lot. When we beat a Williams, they're on the wrong strategy. But yeah, P20, not bad overall. That should boost us in terms of R&D. So let's get ready for the final race of Season 4, this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And of course, there is no threat of rain. I don't think I've ever seen rain in anyone's races, videos around Abu Dhabi before, so that would have been an absolute first. But yeah, the skyline looks fantastic, and especially when the sun sets. So remember, guys, there is a championship battle here between Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen. Daniel Ricciardo has a 14-point lead over Raikkonen, so it's going to be difficult for Kimi to win his second title. But Daniel Ricciardo can win his second title, as he did win Season 2 in this career. So that's going to be exciting, but also concentrating on our race. So over to Crofty for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix grid.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Daniel Kvyat, who starts from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Palmer, Rosberg, Hülkenberg, Perez, and Rio Haryanto. Raikkonen, Vettel, Fernando Alonso, and Sainz, Gutierrez, Wehrlein, Romain Grosjean and Felipe Massa, Button and Sauber, Valtteri Bottas, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So that was the grid. Daniel Ricciardo in P5, Kimi Raikkonen in P11, but he has a free choice of tyres, so that's going to be interesting to keep our eye on that, just in terms of entertainment value. But in terms of strategy, I'm going to start on the super softs, probably use 1 set of each compounder tyre, but obviously in the race we can change our minds if there's any safety cars or VSCs or anything. But we're building up to the final race of Season 4, 5 lights, and away we go. We get a better start than Massa and Button here, so we're going to be going up the inside. Better start than Grosjean as well. That's actually been a decent start. They're very close ahead. We're going to dive it up the inside of Carlos Sainz. I think we just keep the tyre within track limits, and that was a brilliant start actually. Quite an unexpected move, as cars ahead of us were going 4 wide, but we managed to squeeze through and gain 6th position. Oh my god, no! We've taken the curve, we've taken the advertising hoarding with us. That was very scrappy, losing the back end on the AstroTurf there. But luckily we keep Carlos Sainz behind us, even though he does make a slight bit of contact. So we've made up 6 positions even with that scary moment. So a solid start. We're going to have to see if we can keep up with the cars ahead. Hopefully they battle. That's probably the main way we're going to keep up with them. If they battle through the chicanes and in the tight final sector. That should help us out. But Raikkonen ahead is going for the move. He's had a terrible start. This is the championship. He needs to make up a lot of positions to get headway in the championship, but he's lost 2 off the start. A bit of contact on the first lap here. The 2 Haas's and 2 McLarens battling very closely indeed, and it didn't work out for that Haas. I can't really see which one it is, but Marcus Ericsson, what a gentleman, letting the Haas go and return to the track ahead of him. But at the end of lap 1, we had the very quick Carlos Sainz behind us. He's down to P15. He usually gets pole position. The Toro Rosso has been very good in qualifying, so I wasn't going to fight this because I knew Sainz would be incredibly quick. And he goes up the inside, and it's a simple move for him. So hoping to follow him through and catch up to the rest of the pack. Unless he just goes off into the distance with his amazing car. Really should be doing better. But lap 2 now, and you can see what the AI like at times. Follow the leader once again. How slow are they here, by the way? You've got to admit that. Up the inside of Sainz, taking an easy position. There's a Renault side by side with someone else. And wow, they just can't cope side by side in certain sections of certain tracks, and I think it's usually the tighter sections. But we slot in behind Verline here, and we're even keeping up with these guys, even in my weakest sector, which is the final sector. But moving to lap 3 now, we've got DRS, we've got Carlos Sainz coming back onto our tail again, so he should be putting us under threat. And I think we're going to go defensive into the final sector here. We do indeed. We actually break far too late off the track, slowed down. And I'm surprised we got a 1 in there because we didn't gain any time. And we didn't really defend either. So we just slotted back into our position and got the warning. But yeah, very easy track to corner cut, as you're probably known from my league race if you saw that. But on the back of Verline once again, there's 2 cars going side by side at the head of this train. So you know what that means. We will have the opportunity to pounce on some slow AI drivers. You can see on the minimap, I think it's the top 4 are absolutely miles ahead of the rest. So you can just see how slow they actually go. We've got a great run on Verline here. He doesn't seem to be having great straight line speed there, but Raikkonen side by side with Vettel. He's fighting for a title lead. Vettel's pushed him off. Verline's pushed us off. Oh, Raikkonen's nearly in the wall. We've been shoved off again. Wow, that was so unnecessary. We're down to P15. Vettel nearly threw the championship away for Raikkonen there, and things are getting very close ahead of us. 5 cars very close. There's contact. Verline's hit Sainz. Sainz is in the barrier, and I think he might be out of the race. I'm not completely sure there, but that was absolutely incredible. It started at the chicane where Raikkonen and myself got shoved off the track. I got shoved off the track once again, and Sainz gets punted into the barrier there by, I think, Verline. We'll have to see on board replays there. So on board with Sainz, he gets very close. He gets great momentum, and oh, he actually pushes the manor. That's actually Sainz's fault, so he gets what he deserved, really. Shouldn't have pushed the manor of Verline, I think this is. So on board with Verline, he gets a great run on the Ferrari. Yeah, he gets a shove, tries to correct it. And it doesn't actually work out too bad for him, does it? He hits the back of the Ferrari. I don't think he actually concedes any damage, but the Ferrari gets back past him. And that's Raikkonen, so yeah, that could have ended Raikkonen's championship push right there. We take advantage of Vettel there, we push him off the track, and now we're getting swamped here. Because we did make a bit of contact. Button, is he going to try around the outside here? No! Oh, that's very close. We do cut the corner a little bit to make sure we don't make any contact. But yeah, that was incredibly close. That corner is difficult enough to take on your own, never mind side by side. But yeah, we've got ourselves up to P9 now. A few of the ultra soft compound runners have pit. And they seem to be lasting them tyres around 5, 6, 7 laps, so they're not the most durable. I was thinking maybe I should avoid them, but side by side with Button, just leaving them enough room there. I can't believe we didn't actually make contact, and we defend our P9. I am fighting. It is the final race of the season. It's a bit of a celebration, and yeah, I don't really have too much to fight for apart from 12th in the championship, which isn't the most important thing in the world. It's more pride, but yeah. Gutierrez is looking for his first point in my career mode. He actually nearly got a point last time out. He actually finished in P11. He made a really late pit stop for absolutely no reason and missed out. So yeah, he's up to P7 now, looking in a decent position. So this could be his best opportunity since Brazil last time out. But yeah, these 2 races, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't score a point. But yeah, trying to fight back here. Can we get close enough? No, we can't. So we'll slot in behind the Haas driver, just to try and stick with him until we come in for our first pit stop and put on the soft compound tyres. But there is more contact behind. The AI really struggling at this track, and wow, it's nearly 4 wide there. We'll see this replay. There's just everyone piling in, and yeah, the Force India spins right in front of the Red Bull. I think this is Max Verstappen actually, and you can just see the 2 cars He gets absolutely swamped here by a Renault and a Force India. Force India up the inside, that's never going to work. He's bounced over that in a sausage curb into the side of the other two cars, and yeah, he was always going to go for a spin there. Now Magnussen is on my tail on the soft compound tyres, but obviously in a very quick car as well. The Renaults, I've got to say, they've been very disappointing this season as we make a late lunge here. Just keep it on the track, shoving Magnussen out wide. But we do keep the position as the Haas of Grosjean comes back in. But the Renaults, yeah, as I was saying, they've been very disappointing. They won the Constructors last season, and they're having a horrific season, really. But we have got a bit of a train here. Can Magnussen go for the move round the outside? He's much later on the brakes. I just don't have the confidence in these tyres anymore. They are very worn, and yeah, starting to struggle. But we just defend our position. And I think the main way we're going to gain positions here is just holding up the other drivers, because, yeah, we really just don't have the pace in this car. You can see on the minimap, ERICSSON actually isn't that far behind me. I feel like this is a decent track usually for the AI, and not an amazing one for myself. But Magnussen, once again, going for the move. Is he going to get it done this time? He is squeezing me to the outside of the track. We're on the curb for the braking, which makes him very difficult. Magnussen pulls across us. We have to skip the chicane. Don't know how we didn't get a warning there, but Magnussen gave us absolutely no room here. The AI are making this very difficult in terms of wheel-to-wheel racing, especially in that chicane. So we lose a position to Kvyat, but DRS, he doesn't defend, so we should be able to brake into this second chicane and get the move done. We do indeed, but losing Magnussen for now. But I think I'm probably going to come into the pits at the end of this lap. Our tyre wear up to 56%, very tricky conditions, so we'll see how these soft compound tyres do. That's a very harsh corner cut warning, by the way. I've got to say, and if I get another one of them, I'll be getting a penalty. Because I'm pretty sure even on just normal corner cut rules, it's still 3 warnings to get a penalty. It's just not as stringent. So an okay stop there, and it looks like we're actually coming out in P21, only ahead of Carlos Sainz, who did have that contact with the barrier, but he didn't actually retire as I initially thought he might have. It was a bit of a hit into that barrier as well, but yeah, we are quite far behind. There is a big pack in the midfield, but as a few more drivers began to pit, we ended up in P17. P18 now as Sainz fights back. He is in a very quick car, as I said before, and he should be a lot higher up the field. But you can see the side of his car. You can definitely see where he's made contact with the barriers. But Sainz gets the move done there. We'll have DRS now, so the second DRS zone is kind for us, because we'll lose out every time in the first one, but we'll be able to stick close enough and fight back in the second, locking up once again. We've got the brake bias at 61% again, like I did in Brazil, so again you'll see me locking up quite a lot. And yeah, starting to cause a bit of a trend now, but I always compare myself of how well I'm doing in a race compared to my teammate on the minimap, and ERICSSON still isn't that far behind, so we're not having an amazing race so far, but we'll see if anything can work out. We're 3 wide into the chicane. This cannot go outside. It's bounced over the curb. How we didn't make contact, I don't know. Massa's on 2 wheels there. That was Bottas. Apologies there, but how we didn't make contact there, I don't know. That's absolutely incredible, but yeah, we're getting swamped now once again. Bottas and Palmer, and under brake, and we brake slightly too late. Double lockup, no damage. We're a bit fortunate there. I've got to say, Bottas pushing Palmer off the track. We're trying to avoid them both coming back on, and we're going to have a run here. We're going to have DRS as well. Oh, we're not going to go 3 wide into this braking zone, are we? We've got cars behind us. This is getting very close by about 5 of us, and there's been contact. We're into the barrier. Oh no, he lost our front wing. What happened there? We were all getting so close, and Carlos Sainz is out of the race this time. We've got a penalty, and the safety car is out. All that drama happening in a matter of seconds. Wow. That is absolutely incredible. We go flying into the barrier there. Sainz, I don't know what happened to Sainz, but you're about to see a lot of replays. So this is Massa getting an incredible tow there from about 4 cars, and I think he puts us in the barrier there. Makes contact with his teammate as well. This is on board with Marcus Ericsson. He gets a great view. There's cars everywhere. It's so messy, and he's probably going to make up quite a few positions, 3 or 4 I think, but wow, that's breathtaking what happened there. I think that's Massa's fault. He has taken Sainz out the race as well. So Massa, I've got a feeling he turns into me here. Yeah, he starts to turn left, clips my rear tyre, spins me to the right into the barrier. He goes into his teammate and the Toro Rosso, ends the Toro Rosso's race. And yeah, nice one Felipe, baby. Talk about not keeping cool. He probably needed that white visor, but we're coming into the pits to replace our front wing as the safety car's out. Ericsson decides to pit at the same time. It doesn't really matter too much. We're probably going to be at the back of the field anyway. So, yeah, as the safety car is coming out. Ericsson did pit again under the safety car to go on the soft compound tyres, which is strange. So he's going, I think, to the end. But we're going on the ultra soft. I'm hoping to make another stop with about 6 laps to go and then put on a final set of ultra soft. I thought, oh, with that pace, it could work for us. Massa gets an awful run there. There's a couple of cars distract him going into the pits. Do we want to be side by side with Massa after what he was causing earlier on? But he's got the inside line. He's later on the brakes, so we go for a switchback. This is costing us. We don't want to lose too much time to the main pack ahead, so we need to get past Massa on these soft compounded tyres. So can we get a decent run through the quick right-hander into the first chicane of the lap? Late on the brakes, can we get the move done? Yes, we do. Slight bit of a corner cut, I do apologise. Up to P13, we need to make the most. We're just blasting through these ultra soft tyres, using all our rich mix we've saved up. And with everyone, there's a lot of cars pitting. I feel like the ones on the soft tyres might be going to the end of the race, like Marcus Ericsson, but I feel like everyone else has one stop to go. And I do apologise, I've barely talked about Raikkonen and Ricciardo. I don't actually know what to do, but I see Ricciardo in the lead there, so it's looking very good in terms of the championship for him. I'm battling with Hamilton, who's made his final pit stop, get out the way. But this actually hasn't worked that well for us. Marcus Ericsson's in P4, who's now in P3. He was just behind me, so I've made an extra pit stop, and I gained no time over him, so maybe I've made a mistake here, guys. Maybe I should have gone onto the softs to the end of the race. I thought I'd be just so slow, but it seems to be doing alright for Marcus Ericsson right now. Looking at the minimap, I think he's in P3. My previous screen's pretty small, so we've come out to P20. Let's see if we can catch up to the cars ahead. There is a lot of cars. There must be about 15 cars within about 10 seconds, and I thought, surely I can chase these down. On to lap 26, we just couldn't catch up. We just didn't have the pace. I just couldn't believe it. And I thought, surely there's going to be contact. Finally, there was contact. 2 laps from the end. And it's between Verline and Button here. They just go side by side through this section. Verline leaves Button no space. And that'll be 2 free positions for myself. And that'll put us up to P17. But that's not what I expected. I feel like, suppose if we put on the soft, we could have fought for points here. Because Marcus Ericsson, I'm just looking at the minimap once again. I think he's in P5 and he's got a slight gap. So, oh my god, can Marcus Ericsson get his first points of this career mode before Gutierrez as well, which would be fantastic because the Saubers have been absolutely awful. So, Daniel Ricciardo has won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and Season 4, but in my opinion, bigger news, Marcus Ericsson is going to come home, and I think it's P6. Knight that man right now, Sir Marcus Ericsson. I was so happy right now. I genuinely didn't care that I'm only in 17th. I was so happy that Marcus Ericsson scored some points. I know he's done that a few times in real life, but nothing like this. P6, that's to be celebrated for Marcus. Get in there. And now for the champion.
There were questions at the start of the season as to whether this package could really go all the way. But there's no question anymore. What a special year it's been. And here they are now. The new Formula 1 World Drivers' Champion.
So there we go. Daniel Ricciardo has done it in the best way by winning the final race of the season. Raikkonen ended up in P10, didn't have a great race at all there. So Ricciardo, who beat me to the title in Season 2, has won it again in Season 4. So great job from him. The rest of the order there, I just want to ignore everyone but Ericsson. He put in a great performance there. P6, very happy for him. And yeah, it's worked out well, and he gets some more points for the Sauber team. We ended up P18, got the strategic call incorrect. We actually lost a position because of that 3-second penalty. I forgot to mention that before as well, and Hulkenberg got a penalty as well, but I don't think that's been applied to him, which is kind of unfair. How many seconds is that, by the way? I'm not sure if that's actually a glitch. So the final standings for Season 4. Ricciardo is the champion by 38 points. It actually doesn't look that close, but it did look like from the start that Ricciardo would win the title. Max Verstappen finished in 4th, even though he missed 6 races. So I feel like if you come add my points that I scored in the first 6 races to his, he would have finished in P2. So a decent performance there, and I feel like we could have ended up fighting for the title in the end. But unfortunately, we didn't have that opportunity. We finished in P12. We beat Julian Palmer and Haryanto. So I feel like, considering we did 15 races in the Sauber, we've had a very successful season. Ericsson jumps up above his former teammate Felipe Nasr and Gutierrez, and yeah, he's got 8 points. That's a great job there. Finishes just behind Alonso and Grosjean. But P12, I think, solid season for us overall. In terms of the Constructors, Red Bull won it quite easily, I've got to say. We ended up in P9. We did gain 25 points from my Monaco Grand Prix win for Red Bull. That was a glitch. but we actually would have lost out to McLaren by 1 point. So yeah, kind of undeserved P9, but we weren't that far from Williams. So Season 5 will be out very soon. I've got to get like 21 races out in about 50 days. So yeah, I'll be blasting them out for you. So if you have enjoyed this race, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, for all this season. And I'll catch you next time out in Australia. Goodbye.